chilling in my sauna. Right, it's about 11 a.m. Sunday. Had a pretty interesting weekend. Went to PA to pick up a bunch of fireworks. We're getting ready for the 4th of July. Gonna fucking throw a big party, invite all the neighbors. That's what you gotta do when you're throwing a party like we are, right? It's gonna be insane, right? Fireworks, food, all that good stuff, right? And great people, right? And it's interesting how I'm just thinking about not just how great of a party it's going to be, but also me being in this position of my life right now where I get to throw a party like that, right? Where I get to have the resources to even buy thousands of dollars worth of fireworks, right? Where I could just wake up one day, walk outside, come into my sauna and get a good recovery session in, right? And do some detox to the body, right? Feel a little bit better for to set the pace for the rest of the day. I have my own sauna that I could do that, right? If I want to hop in the hot tub, I could do that. If I want to get a boxing workout, I could do that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because before this, I lived in a one-bedroom apartment. I couldn't have done anything. Right? I had to be able to go to another place that had all these things, and now I have it in my house. Right? I would go outside and go to the regular fire show, right? Fireworks show, and which would be at a park near my house. There was this park near my house that they always did the fireworks over there, and anybody that wanted to go ahead and watch it from the neighborhood, they would just go over there and watch it, and that it was a decent show, right? But it's just so funny how now I get to throw a show like that, and even better, in the comfort of my home in my backyard, right? And that was only about 2 years ago. It's just insane how much life can change and how things are possible if you put your mind to it and you work for it, right? It's incredibly amazing to think that just by you doing something habitually, consistently, day in, day out, it can stack on top of each other, build enough value for you to be able to create a reality that wasn't possible for you before. That was just a reality that existed in the figment of your imagination. That was just a reality that existed in the goals of most people, right? Most people want to live in a mansion. Most people want to have a sauna. Most people want to have a hot tub. Most people want the option. That's genuinely what most people want. Most people want the option to do whatever it is that they want to do. They don't want to be limited. They want to be free, right? That's why everybody always says, well, successful to me means financial freedom, right? But it's not necessarily freedom on the finance side. Yes, that's a big part of it too, right? But it's more about the option, right? It's also about the connections that you have, the people that you know, the access that you have to certain things that money can't buy, right? There's a lot that goes into, in my opinion, success, right? It's not just about money. However, when you do have a shit ton of money, you can buy things like this and you can do things like this and allow life to fit you more like a glove based on the thoughts and the goals and the dreams that you have, right? It becomes a very, very, very different experience, right? When you go from survival to creative, right? Where you can start to design your life the way that you want to design your life and nothing is holding you back. When you get to live in the house that you want to live in, buy the cars that you want to buy, speak to people a certain way. I mean, it's just a different experience, right? It's just a different experience. And I hope everybody that's watching this is inspired to do better for himself, is inspired to do more, right? And to become the best version of themselves. Because if you're not doing that, then you're being selfish. You really are. How? Well, think about it. You were placed on this earth with this life force where you are living on this planet and are capable to do things. Now, whoever entity, or whatever it is that you believe in that made, they give you this life, this force for you to utilize it and do something positive with it, for you to do something constructive with it, or for you to make an example of what happens when you don't do something positive and you don't do something constructive with this life that you have, right? What happens when you don't do something constructive and positive with the life that you have? You end up suffering a lot of pain. You end up being depressed. You end up being alone. You end up being disrespected. You end up being insulted. You end up being a slave, not living the life that you want to live. You end up being a means to somebody else's end, right? And I don't know about you, but that's not a life that I want to live, right? How about when you do the opposite? How about when you choose to put your life to work and utilize it towards a more positive impact, not just for yourself, but also the world? What ends up happening then? What ends up happening when you decide to wake up, go to the gym, come back, make the calls, or get on your work and start doing whatever it is that you need to do to generate more leads and generate more business and expand your business and become more resourceful and become more abundant so that you can better provide for your family and your people and yourself and be able to even indulge in some charitable work, right? What comes from that? Like, think about that, for example. Well, you get to live in the house that you want to live in. You get to use the sauna whenever you want. You get to use the hot tub whenever you want, right? You get to have incredible friends that actually care about you because you're creating a positive impact in the community based on the person that you're being and the character that you're putting in forth for everybody else to role model after, right? You're living a life by design. You're inspired. You're inspiring a lot of good karma into the world. And I am a true believer that what goes around comes around. You know, what goes around comes around. If what you're putting out there is laziness, lethargicness, negativity, hate, jealousy, envious, if that's the emotion and that's the energy that you're putting out into the world, that's what you're gonna get in return. I'm fucking sweating balls in here, yo. This sauna is crazy. It's only 150 degrees. It's not as hot as the other saunas that I get into. I like to go to the Russian banyas, right? And Russian banyas, they have like these saunas that are like 200 degrees. It's insane, right? And I like to go to those saunas and do the ice plunge right after, right? And do hot, cold, hot, cold. Not only because it challenges your mental fortitude and it allows you to be more emotionally stable throughout your life. That's something that does transfer, and I am a witness of that, right? But also because it allows me to do something that I know most people aren't willing to do, right? It allows me to do something that truly forces myself to grow. It allows me to heal my body in a more natural way. There's just so many positives about it. It's just like why wouldn't I do that? Well, so many men are out here doing all this shit. I'm over here just also spending money at the club, but also spending money on my healthcare and also spending money on myself, right? Getting better and doing the best that I can be to tap into the chemistry that's necessary for me to perform at my most optimal level, right? That's the difference. You have to have a more long-term vision to be able to do things like that because they're just short-term and you just want the instant hit of dopamine and the instant, TikTok reel that's, gonna change your life from night and day. Like that's just not how it works with anything. It just doesn't work like that, right? However, if you understand that you must set actions into play and you must go with whatever you have available to you and just start to stack on top of that, to start to build on top of that, to create a life where it's more routine based, that you can now build a strong foundation and also pull energy from the strong structure that you've worked on every single day and be able to have a better chance at life, right? Be able to have a better fighting chance at life because nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's fucking coming to save us. It's up to us, right? It's up to me. It's up to you. It's up to you to make a difference for yourself. It's like I made a difference for myself. When I got my real estate license and I was 18, it was up to me to hit the phones. I remember going to the office and 20 out of the 25 people that were there being chicken shit about picking up the phones and making calls. Not me. I fucking picked up the phone and I started talking to whoever it was that I needed to talk to without even fully internalizing the script because I knew that that's what I needed to do. I knew that I needed to take action. A lot of people aren't willing to do that, right? And because I was willing to take action for 8 months straight without seeing any fucking results other than the results I've experienced with my improvement in my communication, right? Other than that result. But with everything else, I wasn't making more money, right? I wasn't even getting more listings on the map. But eventually, 8 months in, I actually managed to get 4 listings up on the market in 2 weeks. Why? Because of the stacking of the skills, the stacking of the momentum, the stacking of building a strong foundation, the stacking of what consistency does for you. And a lot of people start something and give up too soon because they believe it doesn't work. And that's a fucking flawed way of thinking. It does work. You're just not at the level yet where it's working for you. And you need to work on getting to that level, and that should be what's important to you, not the outcome. That's why so many people say that, oh, this doesn't work for me. Well, it's because you're focused on the outcome instead of focusing on building the skill sets that'll be able to gain you the outcome effortlessly. Because that's what it's about. When you to get to that outcome, when you switch your focus to that, that's when you'll start to inherit more riches and more wealth. That's when you'll start to actually gain the outcome that you want. And so many people are just so stuck in the outcome, so stuck in winning the lottery, so stuck in doing all these things that don't necessarily even build up their character, right? They're not even a better person by it. Like if you win a bunch of money, if you don't be a better person in the process, I consider that a failure. I do. I consider that a failure. I think that the journey of becoming more successful in life in every single way comes with its lessons, and its lessons are made to make you a better character, a stronger character, a more optimal version of yourself. And if it doesn't do that, then there's a cheat. There's a cheat that happened in between there. You cheated. You cheated. There was some kind of a cheat, or there was some kind of a shortcut that you tried to take. But guess what? The same way that you got it, as fast as you got it, is as fast as you're going to lose it. Because you don't have the skills to be able to preserve that wealth and to be able to grow that wealth and expand that wealth. You don't have the connections to be able to expand that wealth. You don't have the way that you should carry yourself and the way that you should think and the way that you move and the way that you make decisions. All of that has to be forged in the process of becoming rich, in the process of becoming wealthy. There is no, there's no fucking steroid. There's nothing that you're going to be able to take. You just sit on your ass at home and gain a bunch of fucking muscle. It's just not gonna work like that. You have to go on a specific diet. You have to have a specific recovery routine. You have to go to the gym and do an intense workout. And you have to do that consistently. There's nothing that you can do if you're a beginner at the gym to go to the gym and you've never lifted anything in your life to be able to pick 400 pounds off a bench rack and bench it like it's no problem. It's just not how it works. The same reason why there's no way in hell that you could just go into any industry and think that you're going to make $1 billion the first week without you even forging the skills necessary to be able to tap into that kind of caliber of opportunity. You have to understand that. You have to work on yourself consistently until you become the man that attracts those opportunities, until you become the man that attracts those relationships, until you become the man that naturally deserves those prizes and have earned those rewards. You cannot skip the work. You cannot skip the work. And anytime that you skip the work, you're going to be burned and you're going to be in a worse position that you were when you first were thinking about, should I take this shortcut or should I not? Don't get burned. Don't get scammed. Don't try to take the easy way. Don't be a fucking idiot. Do it the right way. Every time that I've tried to take a shortcut in my business, I've gotten burned, right? I've gotten burned off $30,000. I've gotten burned of missed opportunities. I've gotten burned of lost business. I've gotten burned of a lot of different things, right? And a lot of the times it's certain things that you cannot see, but it's within the action of itself, knowing from right or wrong, this is not the right way of doing it. This is the right way of doing it. But if you choose to do the wrong way of doing it just because you think that you're going to make a quick come up, then that's when you're going to go wrong. And that's when the roofs are going to come falling in over your head and you're going to fucking be hurt, right? But either way, whichever way you go, it's very important to stand back up, stand on business, and keep fucking moving forward, right? I'm going to go ahead and turn this live off before my phone overheats. I'm in this fucking sauna, 150 degrees right now. And anybody that's watching this video, understand that you're alone. Understand that we all face adversity and we all face challenges, that we all face that internal, you can say, conflict and back and forth within ourselves. However, something that has helped me incredibly is surrounding myself with people that all you're on your way to greatness and adapting the positive mental paradigms and the positive mental programming to be able to get through those dark moments, right? To be able to have a more uplifting foundation, a more uplifting support, like a good boxer having a great fucking coach in his corner, and that boxer knowing, listen, whatever the fuck happens tonight, I'm gonna do my best to make my coach proud and to make my people proud, right? You need that kind of oh shit, this is rolling. What the fuck? Well, my phone overheated. That's why I got cut off in the middle of my sentence. But it's probably gonna overheat again because it's hot as fuck in here. Utilize it, implement. Do the best thing that you can possibly do with the information that we're 60 minutes and become the best version of yourself. Because nowadays, it's fucking needed, right? Too many weak people running around in their feelings, in their emotions, making irrational decisions and being fucking stupid, all right? Choose to become a better role model for your life, for your community, and for your family. I'll catch you guys later, and shout out to the BF.